All right, Rory, let's check out some of your first run at Okemo. Not the best camera job by me, because you can see way on the left there, and I just found you in the lens. But let's check out what I got. Regular motion, then we'll slow her down.
Good that Peter was not there. So we're in. Yeah. He's sick of one not being able to communicate. So he started conversation.
Hey, Pete, I'm down 11, like 36.7. Let's go with a...
All right, so I'll have to get you down here because I lost you there for a minute. All right, here you come into view there. Although I can't really see you, but I think look you're leaning in there if I had to guess. Yep. I mean, that's pretty good leaning. We got to be level by the panel. We got to actively level out because chances are, top of the turn, we might have some inclination, but that's just completely, leaning in. So way on the inside ski. I got to imagine the turn before that was a big skid because I still see the snow, kind of all out there in the air. So here we come in, and you got your body outside rise line really, which is good, but just started the turn twisting the skis way too soon. So you're already got your skis in a fall line. There's really nowhere left to turn. So if you were actually carving them from that position, you'd arc inside the panel. So you just sort of have to lay off them, go straight, 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 straight. Now you're getting close. Now, I think you realized, well, oh my God, now I'm going too fast because I'm going straight down the hill in the fall line. So I better chuck them sideways and slow down somehow because there's no place to turn. So I'll just throw them sideways and skid by the gate. All right, now I can try to turn. Now we're way down here. I mean, your apex is here. And where do we want it? I don't know, up in here somewhere. So, we wanted to come through, get yourself outside rise line. But, if rise line is, here, we wanted to get ourselves outside, which you did, but intersect it with our skis pointing out and away so we can bring shape back to the panel and finish the turn with direction tight to the panel. And our apex, not drawn well, but our apex should be somewhere here. So we can have a quick release and not, working hard down here, which you are. So unfortunately, that's a little slow. You're well off the panel, traveling a longer distance. Coming in here kind of low. Now have to hook up. So you got to go back up the hill from this point. I mean, you wanted to come kind of straight across, but now you've got to hook up to get back on this line, which is slow. But you get yourself around there. All right, so now, decent turns here. Pretty good. Rolling both up, standing on the outside ski, long leg, short leg. That's good stuff. Looks like you move forward here. Good looking turn. Same there. So the flats were okay. Steep, not so much. So here, looking like you got too much of a lead change, right? I mean, you really got to pull that inside foot back. You're not in the front of the boot. We need ankle flexion in both matching angles and kind of puts us in the back seat. But the good news is, you got yourself on this turn over this little breakover. You got yourself outside rise line, nice high line. brought shape back, and you know, this is actually one of the better lines I saw all day on this particular turn. You finished it. A lot of people were, you know, hanging down here, and you're well inside them. So that's a great job. Decent turn looking there. Again, here's a good job. You got yourself outside rise line, bringing shape back. Really cut off really the bottom, which is good. I mean, you're a foot or so, I think, above most people. I mean, it's not much, but it helps. What seems to be setting up here nicely. So intersecting rise line we talked about with our skis pointing, you know, out and away from the panel to bring shape back. That's what we want up above on the steeps. The problem is you just sort of leaned in here. Right there, you could see, you know, leaning in, not really level, obviously. And you fell to the inside, and the ski, you lost the downhill ski, and you washed out. Had to chuck them sideways going over this thing to recover. But, you know, so some great turns, some good line. You know, not consistent, though, as we saw. We'd have to make sure we can do it on the steeps, not just the flats. So obviously in the steep, you need to be a little more patient. Intersect rise line well with lots of space above the pole, giving us you know, intersect with our skis pointing out and away from the pole, bringing shape back. We got to think of the mentality of going out and back. So you have to go out first and then bring it back to the panel with direction done. So we can finish turn tight and head off not to the next panel, but towards the next apex. We want to have pressure from rise line through fall line, but a lot of your pressure was below. But some good stuff. So let's work on primarily line and maybe pulling that inside foot back. At least you had your skis on the ground the whole time. That's a positive.